What the country is experiencing right now is not just a controversial administration or a rough political cycle. It is a systemic breakdown of constitutional boundaries, carried out openly and repeatedly, with the clear expectation that Congress will stall, hedge, and wait it out. And that assumption that Congress can just sit on its hands until midterms is exactly what puts this country in danger. We are watching federal law enforcement become increasingly unaccountable. When ICE conducts operations that end in the death of civilians, and the response from leadership is escalation instead of restraint, that is not public safety. That is state force without meaningful oversight. Due process does not vanish because the executive branch decides it's inconvenient. We are watching the Constitution itself treated as optional. The administration has repeatedly acted as though Congress is a nuisance rather than a co-equal branch, launching or escalating foreign military actions without explicit authorization, flirting with direct confrontation with Iran, and daring lawmakers to object after the fact. That is not how a democracy declares war. That is how executives consolidate power. And consolidation is the pattern here. Power pulled into the executive, Congress sidelined, courts slow-walked or ignored, oversight mocked. That is not strong leadership. That is authoritarian drift. At the same time, we have credible and unresolved corruption concerns that Congress has failed to treat with urgency. A foreign government, Qatar, bestowing a luxury aircraft on a sitting president is not a gift. It is a flashing red warning sign. The Constitution did not ban foreign emoluments for fun. It did so because foreign leverage destroys sovereignty. Add to that massive DHS spending scandals, hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars on propaganda style, ad campaigns tied to political allies, and you no longer have isolated ethics issues. You have a pattern of misuse of public funds and public power. Then there is the Epstein matter. Congress passed legislation requiring transparency. The Department of Justice has obligations under the law. Any delay, selective release, or administrative fog around those records is not a bureaucratic accident, it is a rule of law test. And when the rule of law bends for the powerful, the entire justice system becomes suspect. That matters even more when credible allegations exist that, if proven, would render any individual completely unfit to hold office. Congress does not get to look away from that. Ever. Not because it's politically uncomfortable. Not because it's inconvenient in an election year. And let's be clear about the psychological damage. This administration governs through chaos, daily threats, daily escalations, daily uncertainty. Americans are stressed, destabilized, and exhausted not by accountability, but by constant institutional abuse. Allies are alienated, adversaries are emboldened. The country looks unreliable because its leadership behaves erratically. So here is the question Congress needs to answer. Honestly, not rhetorically. At the rate this administration is going, at the speed at which it is hollowing out checks and balances, at the level of lawlessness it is normalizing, do you truly believe there will be free and fair elections later? Because history says no. Authoritarian systems do not wait politely for midterms. They weaken institutions until elections are meaningless, or never happen at all. Which means this moment is not premature. It is late. The duty is now, right now, to impeach, to investigate, to remove, and to hold accountable while the constitutional framework still functions. Stop calculating. Stop stalling. Stop waiting for the perfect political moment. If you wait until the system is broken beyond repair, there will be no election to save you, and no country left to argue about. History will not ask whether this was comfortable. It will ask whether you acted when it still mattered, and that time is now.